All right, so 3.7, solving inequalities. Inequality means that it's not equal. So that is using your greater than, less than, your greater than and equal to or less than and equal to signs. Okay, not the equal sign. So graphing those. It's not like a big graph that we've done with the 4 quadrants. It's graphing on a number line. Okay. So when we do these, you look at the number line, and we got to have a value on there somewhere. So let's just put a single line here in the middle. Okay. It goes on in each direction forever and ever, so it doesn't really matter where we start on there. I typically like to put my numbers in the middle of the line. Sometimes if you've got, as you get further into math, you'll have like 2 numbers on the line. But really for this, we just need 1 number. So the number we have is the number 4. Okay, it's number 4 there. If I wanted to show that it's 4, and if it was x equals 4, you just put a dot on that. Would you agree? But it's x is less than 4. So does it include the number 4?
I thought it's, what? I thought it's 4 is greater than x.
It does say that, but it also says x is less than 4, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So does it include the number 4?
Yes.
Can x be 4? If x is smaller than 4, can it be 4?
No.
No. So when it can't be something, you put an open circle there. It does not include that number.
What? So we just do an open?
You just do an open circle. So if x is smaller than 4, is it going to be to the left of 4 or to the right of 4? To the left. So it could be any number to the left of 4.
Why is the line so wiggly? Why not?
Let's do one more. A number 5 is right there in the middle. This time it says x is greater than or equal to 5. Can x be 5?
Yes.
So in this case, we put a closed circle, a circle that's filled in, on 5. So if it's x is bigger than or equal to 5, can the numbers go to the, do they have to go to the right or to the left?
Right.
So they go to the right. So you shade to the right. And you always need to put an arrow. I know there's an arrow on the number line itself, but you're still required to put your own arrow on there. Okay, so don't just shade all the way to the arrow and think you're good to go. Put your own arrow on there. Okay? So let's get a couple words down here. Open circles are going to be for your less than or your greater than. Those 2 symbols there are going to tell you what type of circle you have. There's an open one, or less than and equal to, or greater than and equal to. They are going to give you your closed circles, so shaded in circle versus not shaded in. Scratch out the word less than and the word greater than a minute. And we're going to write something under there. We're going to write shade direction. So the direction in which you're going to shade. The easiest way to do this is, in the first example, pick a number that works for that. Instead of x, pick a number that works. X is less than 4. What number works? 1 works. Where would 1 be on the number line? Would it be to the left of 4 or to the right of 4? It'd be the left. So like 1 would be over here, right? So when you do your shade direction, I pick a number that works, or that fits the inequality. Then shade that direction. So the number 1 fits that, so I'm going to shade towards the number 1. And the next one, what's a number that works for the second example there? Graph x is greater than or equal to 5.
700.
700. 700 would be over here somewhere, right? So you'd shade that way. Okay, so if you tried 700 here, we'd shade that way. That's going to help you know which direction to shade. Because not every one is set up. I know those first two examples, the arrow actually points to the left, the less than arrow does, and in the second one, the arrow points to the right, and that's the direction we shaded. But what happens when we get this third example here? X and 2, so 2 is less than X. So we put a number 2 on here. Am I going to have an open circle or a closed circle? Open circle.
Open.
Which way am I going to shade?
Right.
So Alex is to the right.
Right. Yeah, right.
You're in right. So what's a number that would work for that?
1,000,000.
7 or 1,000,000. We could put 1,000,000 here.
7,000,000.
Right? Or 7,000,000. Right? Those all work. So we're going to shade to something that fits the inequality.
That's easy enough.
All right. So now we're going to have to solve inequalities. Remember solving equations? Do you remember
Yeah.
solving those?
Sadly.
Sadly, you do? Okay. Well, a few more of those to do. Ignore the inequality sign until you're done and you have to graph it. Pretend it's an equal sign. So pretend this is just an equal sign here. And then when we're done, we'll put the original sign back in. So x plus 4 equals 27. What do I have to do to undo that?
27 minus 4.
Yeah, subtract 4. I don't know. The 4's cancel. X equals, not equals, sorry. And 23. And my sign that I have is this sign right here. So I put that right in there. Because 27 minus 4 is 23.
Wow.
So then we'd graph that. Am I going to have an open or closed circle, Adam?
Closed.
Closed circle. Am I going to shade left or right, Erica?
Right. Right. Yeah, right. Right.
Pick a number that works.
100.
100 is less than or equal to 23?
Wait. Oh, less than 10.
10. So if this is 23 here, 10 is going to be to the left here. So we would shade towards our 10.
So we just pick a number?
Just pick a number that fits.
Oh my goodness.
The number 100 wouldn't work, right? Because 100 is not less than or equal to 23. Negative 100 would work. All right, Adam. What's my first step in solving the next one?
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
So, if it was like equal to, where would we shade?
You wouldn't. You'd only do the dot.
Ooh. Okay.
All right, Adam, what's my first step?
Huh?
What's my first step in this next example?
Minus 17.
Minus 17. I'm just going to copy my sign down here. 4x is greater than, what's 9 minus 17?
Negative 8.
What's my next step, Zach?
So, I don't know, you graph it?
Nope. Because you have 4x yet. You got to get x all by itself. How do I undo 4 times x?
You divide 4.
Divide by 4. Negative 8 divided by 4, Cole. Negative 8 divided by 4, yeah. Negative 2, thanks Alex for helping him out there. All right, so x is greater than negative 2. Molly, am I going to have an open or closed circle? Does it include negative 2? Does it include negative 2? No, so it's going to be open. Which way am I going to shade? Gavin, which way am I going to shade?
To the right? To the left.
You're right, to the right.
Whatever way. Wait, so.
So x is bigger than negative 2.
Wait, I have a question. Open is the left though. Is it true that whatever way it's pointing you shade?
Only if the x is on the left side of the symbol. Look at this example right here.
Yeah.
Right, it's pointing to the left, but you shade it to the right. So this one, it's the x is on the left side. So if x is over here, then it's whatever way it points. Okay, but since that's not always true, x isn't always on the left side, then it's the opposite, yeah. So, Erica, open circle doesn't tell you which way it's going to shade. It just tells you if that number is included or not. So when you look at this, x is bigger than negative 2. What's a number that's bigger than negative 2? 1. 1 would be over to the right somewhere. So that's why we shade to the right.